about the fact that Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence and said all men are created equal, yet he went back home and he had 600 slaves, that part of the story has never properly been told. And this is the first attempt, I think, working with the Smithsonian and with Monticello and others, that we can tell that story here in Dallas. And it's something we can be very, very proud of. And so there are a number of people that were very instrumental in making this happen. And you're going to hear from quite a few of them, including Councilman Kevin Felder, who was the driving force behind this event. So Kevin, thank you for your leadership. And my friend and ally, Virginia Jakes, who helped pay for this spread tonight. So and we also have we have Jennifer Scripps from the Office of Cultural Affairs. Thank you for your contribution. We have former Councilmember Valletta, thank you for being here. And we have our district attorney. Hopefully you won't have to put anyone in jail tonight. District Attorney Faith Johnson. Thank you for being here. And I believe we also have State Representative Helen Giddings, who is here with us this afternoon or this evening as well. And Helen, I think you have a word or two you'd like to say. And while she's getting up here, she's leading the campaign to raise $10 million for this museum. So, pressure's on you, Helen.
Thank you very much, and good evening to all of you. And what a wonderfully impressive crowd this is. We're delighted to see all of you here. And this is an evening that reminds us of our painful past, but yet it is important that we are reminded. As a backdrop, of course, all of us know the history of Thomas Jefferson was pregnant with contradictions. He called slavery an abominable crime, but yet he was a slave owner. He helped pen the words of the Declaration of Independence, but those powerful words, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, did not include African Americans. It did not even include Sally Hemings, who was the mother of the 5 children that he fathered. This exhibit gives us a glimpse into Monticello. It shows us that Jefferson was conflicted between being humane in the treatment of people with his desire for profits. The Monticello plantation was built on the backs of enslaved people, men, women, and children, who lived there and worked from sunup to sunset, 6 days a week. This exhibit will hopefully spark conversations about past history and how it affects our lives today. It tells us that Monticello slaves and other slaves, in spite of their hardships and the cruelties that they endured, found a way to survive, to hold on to their humanity. As we view this exhibit, we will hopefully be reminded of those dark days, and all of us will be encouraged to be better than we are. Whether we're black, brown, white, or something in between, we can all be better. It is our responsibility, yours and mine, to create a better world, a more humane world, a world where all of us have value and dignity and respect. Now, I understand that my remarks might be a little weighty, a little heavy, but slavery was no light matter. Again, this exhibit is an important one, and I hope that we'll all talk about it with our family and our friends and invite other people to come and visit this exhibit. And we want to thank the African American Museum, as always, in its efforts to engage our community. And somebody said, we may have come here in different boats, but we're all in the same boat now. So we share a common destiny. I know you're in for a memorable evening, and one that will cause us all to reflect on the world that we want to leave for our children. America can and must be America for every one of us.
Thank you. Well, closing remarks, as always, Representative Giddings. The one guy who was really the father of this exhibit, and the guy who the very first time I met him, he'd just been elected to the city council, I went to meet with him, and the first thing he said is, "I've got this great exhibit I want to talk to you about, and it's up to you to bring it to Dallas." And I said, "Well, I think it's going to take more than just me." And we worked together for the last year plus on this exhibit. We obviously reached out to Gail and her team at Monticello and our partners who helped make this reality with the funding support. And he led the effort every step of the way. He was relentless in his pursuit of this project, and he deserves all the credit for this event tonight. That's Councilman Kevin Phillips. Kevin.
Thank you, Philip. This was a 2.5-year project. It started with a cab ride, believe it or not. I was going to the National NAACP convention in Cincinnati. I was trying to hail a cab, and none would stop for me. But I was standing next to someone, and she stuck her arm out, and the cab screeched to a halt. So that's how I met Gail Jessup White. This is a true story. She got the cab, and she invited me to take a ride in the cab with her. And so during the cab ride, we talked, and she told me that she was a descendant, and she also told me that she also worked at Monticello. And so we had a good conversation. So she went to her hotel, I went on to my hotel, and we exchanged numbers and everything, and we had dinner that night. And so we talked about Monticello, and I said, I would like to have it come to the city of Dallas, because I know the president of the African American Museum. And so I called Dr. Robinson while I was having dinner with Gail, and put him on speakerphone, and we both talked to him. And I had to take it off speakerphone because he yelled so loud. So that's how this whole thing started. And she and I have talked many times over the telephone. We've met at other conventions for 2.5 years. This took a lot of work. There were a lot of people that unfortunately did not believe in the project. There were people that actually wanted to kill the project, but I did not let that stop me. And so there are many people that contributed to this project. When I asked, they responded, and I really appreciate them for that. So I'm probably way off script, but bear with me, bear with me.
Good job.
So I'm proud and thankful for everybody that had a role in this. Starting with Philip Jones, Gail Jessup White, Cheryl Richards, Jennifer Scripps, Frank Librio, the whole Visit Dallas staff. I mean, they really took on this project and they got it done. And so it wasn't just me. I mean, I had the idea, but I had to get a whole team behind me in order to get it done. And so I want to thank each and every one of them, because, you know, there was a lot of pushing and pulling and you know, meetings and disagreements and, you know, a lot of things like that. But at the end of the day, we all came together, and here we are today. So I'm just going to read the donors, and then I'll introduce our next guest. Okay, so I'd like to thank Visit Dallas, DARC, the City of Dallas, Cultural Affairs, Dallas Tourism, Public Improvement District, Lucy Billingsley, Atlas Energy, J. McDonald Williams, TDJ's Ministries, the Dallas Morning News Guide Live, TXU Energy, the Links Mid-City Chapter, the State Fair of Texas, Catton Cadis Phase 1, KDC Platform, Papados Seafoods, Fox 4, Fox 4 More. Of that list, we especially appreciate DARC for the significant and comprehensive marketing support that they provided to promote the Monticello exhibit. Here are a few words from Neville Brunell, Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer.
All right.
My name is Nevin Burdett, Chief Marketing Officer for DART, and we are pleased and excited to help partner, sponsor, and promote this event. And again, I'm going to get off script because this is not an ad for DART. I've actually taken a brief tour, and if you take a look around and read, also take a look at the history for Dallas and African Americans. And again, DART serves a lot of those individuals that we want to make sure come and enjoy the arts and enjoy the exhibits that normally don't come. Look at all of us. We can drive up here, but there's opportunities for folks to take DART, bus, and rail to these exhibits and to the arts and to be educated and learn about the culture. So that's really my point. The next thing I'll say is, and you all look lovely tonight, and I know it's raining, and tonight I'll give you all a free pass. Well, let me restate that. You all look lovely tonight and it's raining, and we'll let you slide, as they say. But I encourage you all to take DART to the African American Museum, to the State Fair, or to anything going on here at Fair Park. We have a station right out front, and we want everyone to take advantage of DART. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I have the distinct pleasure and the high honor to introduce a man that needs no introduction. Pastor, bishop,
Yes, sir.
filmmaker, seminars.
Yes, sir.
Need I say any more?
World leader.
I want to welcome Pastor T.D. Jakes.
Give it up to the council one more time for the I'm going to do like you and go off script. First of all, I think that Philip really said it well when he said that it took all of these different organizations working together to bring together not only tonight, but the weeks and months that shall follow, as people have an opportunity to look at a part of our history that is very, very critical to who we are as Americans. As diverse as this platform is, as diverse as the colors in our flag, that is what America is supposed to look like.
Amen.
And yet it's very important that we realize and be reminded, it is difficult when we start talking about slavery, both for black, white, and brown people. There are segments in each community that don't want to have this conversation. And so there's some pushback and some resistance. People just want to move on. And there's certain shames and certain guilts that attach itself to this opportunity. But I'm praying and hoping that the city of Dallas will climb over that human propensity and recognize that the tapestry that brought us together
Yes, sir.
was stitched with the blood of our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
That the ecosystem of justice
Yes, sir.
is so fragile
Yes.
that any slight deviation can compromise the freedom to which this country aspires and touts.
Yes.
And so I want to encourage us not only to look back at history, but to look at the present and where we are right now. This is a critical time in our nation. And to understand that that ecosystem must be protected at all costs. Because this museum not only is a tribute to the past and to our shared ancestry and all the complexities and contradictions that go along with it, we are also living in a time of complexities and contradictions. And we need a keen eye to watch out for those discrepancies. Because Thomas Jefferson contributed a lot to the country. And yet his background shows us that you can have contradictions that create a lot of pain. So as we look back at the past, it is not just for historical reference, but it is that we become the watchmen on the wall that protect the ecosystem that guarantees the justice that our children and our grandchildren shall live in. On behalf of T.D. Jakes Ministries and the Potter's House, I'm so honored to be a part of this. I just want to take just another moment and share something that I was sharing upstairs. We had a wonderful time. We have to pick up on that conversation and just go further. My background, I'm not a descendant of a president, but you never know. Yeah. But I was telling Gail upstairs that from my birth to about 10 years old, on our pilgrimages down to Mississippi, I had the privilege of interacting with my great-grandmother, who was born a slave and died a free woman. that when we hear people talk about slavery, and even now the civil rights movement, we like to put it in the context that it was like long ago. We like to put it so far long ago that we say, let's not talk about it anymore. But slavery is so close that if I stretch my arm and reach back, I can touch it. I remember my great-grandmother vividly. I attended her funeral. We are not that far away from slavery. And so when we look at slavery, when we look at the Holocaust, when we look at the apartheid, it's on our watch that we must be very, very careful to protect the equilibrium of justice. That is not just a black issue, or a white issue, or a brown issue. It is an American issue.
Yes, it is.
It is diverse as the flag that waves in the wind.
Yes, it is.
And while we debate about whether to kneel or to stand, I'd much rather protect what it represents to make sure that all colors and all nations and all kin find a comfortable place in this country. And as you go through the museum and as you spread the word, because nobody can spread the word like we can spread the word, I encourage you to tweet, to post, to put on Facebook, to put on Instagram, the experiences tonight. Challenge people to climb over what inhibition. America is like a bad marriage where we've lost our ability to communicate. Let's climb over the politeness and come on out and experience this museum and understand what is possible when our justice is compromised. And maybe thereby on our watch we will never see these days again. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this great display tonight. There's a lot to be learned, there's a lot to be seen, and thank you for spreading the word. We want this to be incredibly successful while it's developed. Thank you very much.
What's going on, brother? You doing all right? Doing fine, man. Let me get this over here, brother. Get you, brother. Man, you want to tell them who you are, man? Or you want to be incognito, man? Either or on Facebook Live, man.
Hey, how's it going?
We're flipping. There we go. Tell them who you are.
Jeff Mason, Barbados Civil Fraternity Incorporated, here at the African American Museum. If you can, come on down.
So you here for what?
For the Jefferson Monticello
Okay. All right.
exhibit.
What do you think about it so far?
So far, so good. It's very nice. I certainly appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right.
We're gonna holler at
Appreciate
in
you.
a minute, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your
Yeah.
support, bro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're just going to take a quick look around the exhibit. You guys going to have to come here personally yourself. Dr. Robinson has me here as a guest, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here back again, but I just want to go ahead and show you some of the portions of the exhibit. Africans in British North America. Now, I'm going to read all this in a few, but right now we got a lot of guests here that are assembled right now. We just met one of them. And I gotta, do my due diligence in being social. How can you be a social activist and not be social? So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Chesapeake in the Atlantic world. Okay, I got that. So this is where we at. This exhibit is going to be here for a while. This is the pre-opening, if you will. It's going to be here for the fair. I want you guys to come out, take a look at it. There's Thomas Jefferson himself. All of these artifacts are on loan from Monticello, the Thomas Jefferson home in Charlottesville. And I met one of the descendants of Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings earlier today, and you will be able to see them tomorrow when we will be on SMU's campus. How you doing? You're on Facebook Live. You already been on Facebook? You sure? Okay, let's do it. Are you alright, sir? She said it. Okay. I didn't know. I'm going to tell you your name.
Oh, hi. I'm Caroline.
I'm Lyle.
Okay, and what are you guys here for?
Oh, we are here tonight to go to this exhibit and to learn more and really to celebrate the African American Museum.
All right, that'll work.
But I do have to head out to a dinner, so it's so great to be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. See what I mean? You have to be sociable. I don't understand how people can come to a place and not be sociable. You know, but they were very sociable. So anyway, that's what this is about, being sociable here at the African American Museum. I want you to be a member as well. Don't just come to the exhibit and just take a look at it, but support the African American Museum so we can have more programs like this and more events like this. So we get ready to go out in the gallery, and you just never know who you'll bump into. You never know who you're going to bump into. Pastor Jakes, how are you?
I'm good, how are you? Trying to get the little notes together. So,
You ready for this evening?
yes, I'm trying to be.
All right, okay. What's going on, brother? You doing all right?
Good to see you.
Can't complain. Good to see you. Judge, how are you?
Hey, how's it
Good to
going?
see you.
You doing okay?
I can't complain.
What are you doing? Trying to capture everybody
I'm
on
capturing
video?
everything. Capturing everything. Where's Iris?
I'm working today.
That'll work.
Hey everybody, hello Facebook. Listen, we're over here at the African American Museum of Art enjoying this wonderful exhibit, the first time this far west of the Mississippi. This is something that everybody needs to come out and support. Dr. Harry Robinson is the CEO of the African American Museum. I'm Sandra Jackson, your judge-elect for the 302nd Family District Court, and I'm asking you to support your community and come out to the African American Museum and see this wonderful exhibit. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Always here. She's always here. Always here. What's up, brother? Doing fine.